Assalamualaikum and hello, good day. Welcome to our DFP 4023 series. Okay. For this session, we'll explore the world of ADO.NET. ADO.NET or Active.X Data Objects for .NET is a powerful frameworks that allow us to interact with databases in our .NET applications, whether you're building web, desktop, or any other devices. And ADO.NET provide the tools you need to connect to database, retrieve and manipulate data, and perform transactions. In this series, we'll dive deep into ADO.NET, starting with the fundamentals such as connections, commands, and data readers. And we'll learn how to connect our application to various database systems, execute SQL queries, and process the result. So what is ADO.NET? ADO.NET stands for Active Data Object for .NET. It's a part of .NET framework used for accessing and manipulating data from various data sources, primarily databases. ADO.NET provides a set of classes and libraries that enable developers to interact with data in a consistent and efficient manner. So why do we use ADO.NET? ADO.NET simplifies database programming in .NET applications. It offers improved performance, scalability, and security compared to older data access technologies like ADO. ADO.NET supports disconnected architecture, which reduces resource usage and enhances application responsiveness. So the architecture of ADO.NET consists of 5 components. You can see that it's a layered architecture consisting of several key components such as connection, which establishes a connection to the database, command, execute SQL queries or commands against the database, data reader, retrieve data from the database in a forward-only, read-only manner. Dataset represents an in-memory cache of data retrieved from the database. And last one is data adapter, which facilitates communication between the dataset and the database. So these are the components of ADO.NET. So this is another graphical representation on what happens when we have this architecture running in the background. We have the connection that connect to a specified database, a transaction, which execute commands within a transaction. Command consists of SQL command to send to database. Data adapter, which will fill a dataset, data table data. Data reader, a fast forward only parser to data. We have many providers of ADO.NET. Primarily, I prefer to use SQL Server to be the providers of ADO.NET. Where we have this SQL connection, SQL command, SQL vector, which we will see in the upcoming class. We also have OLEDB, we have ODBC, we have Oracle, and we have MySQL and more, so that we can connect to as many databases as we wish. But I prefer to use a Microsoft environment in our course, and in that I will stick with SQL Server. Yeah, you can see here we have Microsoft, we have Oracle, we have MySQL, and to connect to this server, we have relevant tools for each database. Some of them are free, and some of them are paid. In this course, we will primarily use Microsoft SQL Server, which will use the SQL Management Studio to connect to it. So this is an example of SQL Server Management Studio, where you can see here, this is the main interface. And I prefer that we use an authentication of SQL Server to connect to our database. So before we start, I urge you to configure or reconfigure your SQL Server so that we can use the SQL Server authentication throughout our course. So the login and the password, it's up to you, but the authentication, I prefer them to be SQL Server authentication. So once you have connected to SQL Server, you will be presented with this interface. You have this database on the left side, and the details of that table database. Now I have set up my SQL Server, and in this SQL Server, I have two databases, report server and report server tab DB. I wish to have another database, Northwind, from other sources. So I'm going to show you how we can do that, because these two databases are very sensitive and we shouldn't tamper with these two databases. So I'm going to get them from their repository, Northwind database. So you can search on this link. So I'm going to click this Northwind SQL. I'm going to copy this raw file. So back to my SQL Server. I'm going to create a database, Northwind. So from this Northwind, I'm going to run a query, which I have copied from the GitHub page. So move to paste this and execute. If anything goes well, if everything goes well, so I will have this command completed successfully. And I shall have the following data. So I'm going to display those data inside this. So to display that data, I can go to my data toolbox, drag a data grid view. So from here, to display any data from the database, I click Add Project Data Source. Database, dataset, click on New Connection, choose SQL Server, and the file name, you can copy paste from here and put it inside this, or simply type in localhost. I recommend that just type in localhost for the sake of simplicity. Okay, so we're going to choose Northwind, and I want to display the data from employees. Okay. I want to change the data. I'm going to only take a few results from here. Maybe first name, last name, title. So in order to do that, on the table, customers. I want only the first employee. First name less title, first name and last name. I'm going to do this as employees. If I run this, I have my data. Okay, let's say we want to view two related tables. Example, the employees and the employee data. So we can do that by creating a new view. We'll add these two. You can see here, it has inner join because these two tables are related. And I'm also going to change the order of the column. And I'm going to save this as view employee trusted. And I'm going to run this. So you can see here, title, last name, first name. And we can also order by respective column. I'm going to put this inside our grid view. Put this 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 put this. So instead of table, I'm going to search the view. Put this our okay. So I can make this larger. Now I have my database. My data from my database shown in these two pages. Not only I can show this inside the data grid view, I can also use other Windows component such as the combo box to get it to show the data inside this combo box. Can use the employees set, which we have used this before. I can put this one okay. So when I start this, now you can see my data is shown inside this combo box.
use data set with combo box, in which I will use another table for this purpose. I will choose shippers. So from here, I'm going to add a new data set, new item, a data set we call my shippers data set, in which I'll drag the shippers here. So here I have the shippers table B and the shippers table adapter. I'm going to add a new form, and I'm going to put a combo box here. Combo box. And this combo box, the data we will get from the dataset programmatically. So I'm going to double click this to invoke the load event. So I'm going to declare a dataset here, declare an instance of my dataset, so dim, which stands for dimension, shaper dataset as new my shippers datasets. So next, I'm going to fill the dataset, this dataset, using the table. So dim shipper table adapter as new my shippers table adapter dot shippers table adapter. So shippers table adapter, going to fill shippers dataset with the shippers data. So combo box 1 dot data source equals to shipper dataset dot shippers, and our display member is the company name, and the ID is the shipper ID. Seems like we have something. Just going to delete the form. This is irrelevant. Okay.